Texas is a town that has a rich and varied history. It all began in 1829 when the Spanish government decided to do something to attract good people to the area to settle. They offered land grants to citizens of fine caliber and enlisted Stephen F. Austin to find the people and qualify them. This is how the original settlement got the name Austin's Little Colony.
Among the first families were the Burlesons and the Christians, and a few others like the Standifers and the Littons, whose ancestors still live in Elgin today.
The Burlesons came here from North Carolina, and they said that it was getting too crowded over there, and they wanted to be out on the frontier. The Standifers had already come, and they were friends over there, and they wanted to come to be close to them. And also, the Burlesons knew Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett before they left that country to come into Texas.
The journey of the Burlesons started out in North Carolina, but then they went to Kentucky to be with Daniel Boone. And then they moved to Tennessee. And if you've studied your American history, you know that Alabama was part of Tennessee at the time. They moved to the southern part of Tennessee, and then it became the state of Alabama, so they honestly came to Texas from Alabama, but they had quite a journey. And he mentioned two famous people in history, Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett. If you went through your Hogeye and Perryville history, you found out that Davy Crockett, Jim Bowie, and some of the others stopped at the stage stop out at Perryville or Hogeye.
The area was known as Young Settlement or Perryville and was on the stagecoach from Austin to Houston. It became a rest stop when one of the first buildings in the area, the Linton Inn, was built. The building is gone now, but at the time it was a center of activity.
It was at the Linton Inn on Saturday nights that a local fiddle player, whose name we don't know, came to play for the folks who were staying there, as well as the other local people. The legend goes that his fiddle only had 2 strings, and that he only played one song, an old bluegrass song called Hogeye, which he played over and over while people danced. As the word spread through the travelers, the area became known as Hogeye.
In the 1850s and 60s, the West was seeing a lot of change. Many people were settling in Texas, and the most important new thing was the railroad. It made moving people and goods faster and easier.
The Houston and Central Texas Railroad was planning a route from Austin to Houston, and the man they put in charge of laying the tracks was a man named Robert Morris Elgin. At first they thought they would come through Hogeye, but it was in a floodplain, and so Mr. Elgin had surveyed an area about 2 miles from Hogeye that was good. Soon after the tracks were laid, it was decided that a depot should be built too. The depot still stands today.
Because the train meant more people and faster transportation of goods, the people of the town of Hogeye began to migrate from there and settle close to the tracks. Buildings and businesses were built, and the town that we know today was born. It wasn't until around the time of World War II that the next big thing happened in Elgin. The state decided to build a new highway from Austin to Houston that would connect all the little towns along the way. When construction started, the people got excited. This would mean the town would grow.
Well, if I take you back, are all of you familiar with, probably are familiar with McDade Road or Brenham Street? That was 290. That was 20, and that's how you went to Houston then before 290 was put in. And they widened 290 in 1985, I believe, is when they're widening, and of course they're still working on it now. But 1985 they made the overpass larger and made it so they could be utilized for the larger highway.
Businesses started to migrate again, this time towards the highway. Probably the most famous move for Elgin was when Myers Elgin sausage moved. A lot of travelers stopped and tasted Elgin hot sausage for the first time, and word spread quickly, and soon Elgin became very well known for its sausage.
where 1704, that is the original building that the sausage started in. And when we became state inspected, we had to build the new facility in 1964 there. And so we've added on to it many times, but that is the location that it began in the old store. It provided the state, of course the state built all of it, and it did provide jobs. My brother worked on building the overpass there in 1985. He was with the engineers. And so I've seen it change quite a bit. But I think the community was happy as long as it always, bettered the community and brought businesses and brought people to town to work. So my father-in-law was R.G. Meyer, and we had a grocery store here, and he started making sausage by the recipe that his father brought from Germany. And the neighbors tasted it, and they said, "Why don't you sell it?" So we began making sausage and delivering it into Austin. We were state inspected in 1964, and we were the first company to deliver sausage from Elgin out of the city limits into Austin. We decided that because our product was not cooked. Ours was a smoked product, and people had to take it home and cook it. So people would ask, "When are you going to start cooking the sausage?" So in 1998, my sons had the opportunity to buy Mr. Biggers's business, who had passed away. And so we were able to cook our product down at that restaurant on 290.
The old downtown part of Elgin became a historic district, but still served the needs of the locals.
Well, we're very blessed here because the buildings have been preserved. So you all get to really see the buildings. They've been improved, but we're a Main Street city, and that means we have a historical district, so our buildings will be taken care of for y'all in years to come. But it really, the storefronts look a lot like a long time ago. There's been very little change.
Today, Elgin is still growing as Austin starts to push its way east, and the people there discover that they can live in quiet Elgin and commute to Austin for work.
The historic downtown area still serves the local people with restaurants and shops and attracts tourists and other businesses with its old town look. Out by the highway, new businesses and neighborhoods are popping up all over, and the traffic through the area is increasing.
What's in Elgin's future? Well, we thought that we'd ask that question to the kids who live in Elgin today, because they will be Elgin's future.
I think in the future of Elgin, more businesses are going to be coming.
Well, I think the future of Elgin will have so many different people coming now. And I think that downtown will remain the same, like the historical side of it, but on the outskirts of Elgin will be a variety of different stores, and many other immigrants will come to Elgin, and I think it'll be a much better place here in Elgin. More stores. We haven't got a Walmart yet, but I think even better stuff than a Walmart will come, and that's what I think.
Big, it's gonna grow. Yep.
I think the future of Elgin will be full of people.
I think the future of Elgin holds a mass amount of growth.
I think Elgin is going to have a great future with everything coming.
I see the future of Elgin.
I think I see more changes with the population.
I think there's going to be a lot
it's going to be more active and more people are going to be here and there are going to be more businesses.
I think Elgin's going to be more that.
I think we need a main.
I think the future of Elgin is a city that no matter how big or how much bigger it gets, it's still going to have a small town atmosphere.
Have modern
city limits will expand. Will expand.
I think there will be many changes in Elgin's future, but I don't want Elgin to change because I like it just the way it is.